Yeah. Okay.
I like the sound of that.
They ready in the morning.
Music to my ears.
Y'all had y'all coffee,
Yeah, get your little Danish, little
little
pastry.
Danish, get a little pastry.
Come on down and sit on down.
Come on down, sit on down.
Come on down, sit on down, folks. Nice Sunday morning,
Great.
sun shining,
Let's do it.
at least for a while anyway. Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
Ooh, for that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. No
No
doubt.
doubt.
Today is March 30th, 2025, and we thank you so much for listening to us. First, before we get into our usual stuff, it's been a week and I'm still crushed. Juju Watkins still lost for the tournament because we had USC and they're still playing.
No,
I'll bring them up in a little bit.
Yep.
They are still hanging tough without their leader.
Hanging tough.
Man, but still, you need a Juju Watkins to win a national title.
Right. They might be good enough, maybe get there.
Right.
Just the momentum, just be like, oh, we doing this for her.
Mm.
But eventually, when you get to it, you need a Juju to close it out. You need a closer.
You need a closer. When you run into a Paige Beckers that UConn has, and that's who they play tomorrow night.
I know. That was supposed to be the to be the Juju versus Paige.
Yeah.
Like, the two top women's collegiate athletes right now. That's crazy.
2 first team All-Americans going head to head. Pause. Definitely needed to see that matchup though.
Oh man, it would, especially in the Elite Eight. Were they in the Elite Eight?
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. They're paring it down to get to the Final Four. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
Yep.
Rest in peace. We always do our rest in peace birthdays and history, and actually we're doing them on the day that we are releasing the podcast. Actor Richard Chamberlain was 90 years old, passed away of a stroke in Hawaii.
Wow.
Yesterday.
Damn.
Actor Dennis Arndt passed away yesterday as well. Not a good day for actors. I don't know about actresses, but actors took it on the chin yesterday. Dennis Tamblyn of the 60s group, the Standells. I had never heard of him, but he passed away last week. Victor Emmanuel, he was an ecotourism pioneer.
Ecotourism?
Victor Emmanuel. Matt Stevens, former safety for the New England Patriots, passed away.
That's crazy.
L.J. Smith, who the author of the Vampire Diaries. I like that. Mamba Club coming soon. She passed away. Kevin Staples, co-founder of the rock group Rough Trade, passed away. And Miss Donna Jordan, who was a quilting and crafting YouTuber, also passed away. So rest in peace to those folks.
Rest in peace. For sure.
Birthdays today. Folks celebrating birthdays.
Happy
I'm not
birthday.
a big fan of this guy. He did play for my team briefly. Gave up a big play in the Super Bowl. NFL cornerback Richard Sherman celebrates a birthday today.
You say you ain't messing with Rich.
I'm not effing with Rich.
I ain't effing with Rich.
No. Alex Bregman plays for the Boston Red Sox now, formerly of the Houston Astros, celebrates a birthday. Chris Canty, and this is not the Chris Canty, the defensive end for the Giants and Ravens and Cowboys. This is the cornerback, Chris Canty, celebrates a birthday. The horse Secretariat would have celebrated a birthday if he was still alive. Famous horse, Secretariat, Triple Crown winner in 1973. Lomas Brown, former NFL tackler for the Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals. Now he's a commentator for the Lions. Celebrates a birthday. And Doug Wickenheiser. I used to always love his name. Doug Wickenheiser.
Doug. What's up, Doug?
Weisenheimer celebrates a birthday.
Doug, it's a Wickenheiser.
He's a Weisenheimer.
He's a Weisenheimer. And he has a, what's that dog? Damn, what's that dog? It's like a, I gotta look it up, but
he's got a name like that.
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, his name or the style of the dog, type of dog.
It's the type of dog, not a Weimweiner. What's it called?
A Rottweiler? What?
Oh no, it's like a racing dog.
And then
Go ahead.
last but not least, NBA center Jerry Lucas celebrates a birthday today. So happy birthday to those folks. History today in 2022, there was a memorial service held for Australian cricketing great Shane Warne at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, attended by 50,000 fans. In 2003, the PGA Players Championship at Sawgrass, Davis Love III shoots a final round 64 to win his second players title, 6 strokes ahead of runners-up Jay Haas out of Illinois and Patrick Harrington. In 2001, at 15 years, 9 months, American swimmer Michael Phelps breaks the 200-meter butterfly world record at the U.S. World Championship trials in Austin, Texas. He becomes the youngest male to set a world mark. 1998, the 60th NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, Kentucky beats Utah 78-69. It was the Wildcats' second title in 3 seasons, 7th overall. And then in 1997, the 16th NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, Tennessee beats Old Dominion 68-59. It was the Volunteers' 5th national title. And in 1992, accidentally backs into Oakland A's Jose Canseco's $225,000 Lamborghini.
Damn.
If I remember right, that didn't go so well for the man who ran into Jose Canseco's Lambo. So,
especially because he was roided up, he was ready to beat some ass.
Exactly, he was ready to whip some ass big time.
Man,
you did. Bam! You did what? I know you just didn't do that.
I hope you didn't do that.
But I'm ready if you did.
Oh,
Lambo. He just took it out too, probably D from the garage.
Not a scratch on it.
Not a scratch on it. He took the cover off of it. Nice and clean, shiny.
Weather. I ain't gonna rain today.
Man, let me take it out. And then man accidentally backs into it. Yeah, that probably didn't turn out so well.
That didn't turn out well at all. Oh,
did you know this was a thing?
Did you know this was a thing?
I have not heard much talk about it, but I'm glad we're here. We're going to tell you about it. It's the Crown Championship Tournament.
Did not know it was a thing.
Hadn't heard of it?
What is that?
It starts tomorrow, March 31st.
Never heard.
Takes place in Las Vegas.
Crown
Opening round games will be played at the MGM Grand, and the semis and the finals will be held at T-Mobile Arena this weekend. So this is no rinky-dink affair. It's comprised of 16 teams that did not qualify for the NCAA or the NIT tournaments. I've heard no talk about it, D, and I only happened to stumble on it when I was looking at the upcoming schedule a couple weeks ago. And I was like, well, who'd be playing on a Monday in the men's division? Yeah, so here are the teams that are involved. You got Arizona State, Boise State, Butler, Cincinnati, Colorado, DePaul, George Washington, Georgetown, Nebraska, Oregon State, Tulane, UCF, USC, Utah, Villanova, and Washington State. And then of the 16 teams, Boise State had the best record this year, 24-10. They had a 70% winning percentage. I'm trying to figure out.
Well, yeah, they
didn't make it into the NCAA tournament.
How you ain't make it into the NIT?
They turned down the NIT to go after this money because the winner will receive $300,000 in NIL money, with the runner-up getting $100,000, and then the other 2 squads that make the Final Four will get $50,000 each.
Hey,
so they're about to get paid.
No, yeah, they finna hoop because you think, okay, like you didn't make the NIT or the NCAA, so what are you really playing for? Mm-hmm. That NIL money is spread across those players.
You're only talking about 10 to 12 players.
That's some That's some
nice cheese.
That's some what? As a college student?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if they're going to directly play the players, but regardless,
they're splitting it up. It's going to those players that participate. I'll be like, damn the NIT.
NIT, NOT, not me. I'm going for this crown.
I'm going for this crown tournament.
What?
Yeah.
Because with the coach,
they are the best team in it. And I was reading that the coach put it to a vote for the team. Hey, we can go to the NIT, a bigger tournament, or we can go make this cheese and you all can get paid. And like you said, they
You
said,
think the
damn the
staff?
NIT, huh?
You think the staff will get paid too? Because I'm trying to see how much ducats that is. Because over
Just
300,000.
divided by 12.
Oh, just by 12.
Mm-hmm.
That's 25,000.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And even if you if
Give
you
me
say
5G.
let's just say the players get 20 grand and you can keep the rest for the players and the
You
staff,
can give
or
me 10 and y'all
the
can keep the
school will
rest.
probably figure out a way to make sure everybody gets paid. But just out of this amount, they're getting at least 25 G's a piece. And
You can come out.
that's on a 10 to 12 man roster. What if somebody, I don't know if you knew this, but the transfer portal opened up this week.
Okay.
What if somebody just happened to transfer out last week?
Hey,
Players were like, hey man,
nah,
hey,
bruh.
weren't you talking about leaving? Yeah, go ahead. So you can get a bigger piece of the pie.
Right. Yeah, you
I thought you said
transfer
you was
to.
going somewhere else.
You going to Oregon next year?
Yeah,
Bro. Nah,
go ahead. No,
Go
transfer
ahead.
this week.
No,
Yeah.
I'm still. Nah, bruh. We'll give you $1,000
For being on the team all season.
for being on the team.
Yeah,
But
you did fight
up.
with us, man. How about I just take you out to eat?
You play good defense. Let me know. I give you some school lunch, but school lunch I ain't paid for it. Don't worry
How about
about
I
it.
get you a Lunchable?
Man,
I'm a
10 of 'em.
DoorDash you a Lunchable.
Just the crackers.
No,
Hey, yo,
dry ass crackers.
man, I had to stop door dashing because you think, man, I think we talked about this. The people who be carrying your food,
Man,
you just don't know what they be on. And I just saw, yeah, I ain't gonna say. I saw this one dude, he was door dashing. I'm like, yeah, I don't want him delivering my food.
exactly. Yeah, we did talk about this a few
I
weeks
don't
ago.
want my food in his car.
Right. Not in his car, not in his hands.
It is possession. He breathing on it.
I still trip off the people that they let smoke around your packages. I had one package dropped off a couple months ago. I got a contact. I was high as a kite just off the package. And I'm like, they let this it was a young lady too, and she was eyes were red as can be.
She was probably riding around.
She was on a blaze.
She door dashing. She's smoking.
Like, I'm in my own element.
Right. Girl, I was smoking on the clock.
Girl, I'm showing off my moose knuckles.
I'm showing off my moose knuckles. Girl, I'm outside.
I'm outside today.
Dude,
I'm not doing nothing, just dropping off these packages. And she was on a blaze, dude.
Right.
And then you could almost see the smoke coming off my package after I picked it up off the porch. I'm like, why is this? I had to wash my hands. Yeah, it was strong.
Right.
It was strong.
That's especially
but getting back to the tournament, how come we're not hearing more about it though? I think it's a big deal.
Honestly, they probably don't want teams to.
But this is for the teams that didn't qualify. Right. So,
but that's almost more enticing than, of course, the NCAA. Of course, that's enticing. But for the teams that are in the NIT, I feel like those teams are just like, NIT. What's really that for? I'm gonna go get some of this cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just get paid. And right. I think that's the approach most of these schools took. It was just like, hey, we're paying the athletes anyway. Just another way for them to get paid. So yeah, the Crown Tournament takes place starting tomorrow. It runs all this week to be played. The Crown Championship Tournament. Let me get the name right. Crown Championship Tournament.
Crown Championship Tournament.
Did not know that was a thing, but it is a real thing.
You learn something new every day.
MLB has opened up. D, how are you feeling about your Braves this season?
Optimistic. Honestly, I'm gonna be real to the end. I was pretty excited. Here, since we've been doing the pod, I've always been a fan of the Braves with stuff like that. But now that since we've been doing it and keeping them tracked up and keeping up with the games, and especially we won not too long ago, trying to get back there, I'm excited. I'm very optimistic. It's always tough. Really, for me, it comes down if we can stay healthy enough.
That's it.
I think it really comes down to Acuna Jr., man. If he can stay healthy and the rest of our lineup can stay healthy, we have a good shot and we could compete with anybody. But, here lately, it's all about health and getting players who start the season with us to end the season with us. So hopefully we can have just some players healthy.
And that team, to your point, as he goes, the Braves go.
Yeah,
when he's playing well, they're playing well.
Hey, but
if he's not in the lineup, if he's hurt, it just seems like they're just deflated.
50-50. Yeah, it's 50-50 for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
MLB experienced its best opening since 2017 this past Thursday. So it seems like America's pastime, my favorite sport, is becoming popular again.
It is.
People are starting to gravitate back to it, especially if you got a good product. Your team, the Braves, the Royals over in Kansas City, got a nice young squad now. The Dodgers, of course, with Shohei and Freddie and Mookie. You got a team there to watch. In the American League, you got the Yankees, which I'm going to talk about them in a minute. The ESPN bet odds to win the World Series, you got the Dodgers, of course, first at plus 275. Then your Braves come in second at plus 800. And then the Yankees at plus.
Yeah. Oh.
That was unintentional, but okay.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, that was an accident hit.
They said, yeah, he recording the hell out these points, man. We got to give him another one.
The Braves got it going on.
We appreciate y'all.
And then third at plus 850, you got the New York Yankees, who yesterday, which was Saturday, hit a club record 9 home runs in one game. Last year's MVP, Aaron Judge, had 3 homers in the first 4 innings of the game.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me. The MLB record for homers in a game by one team is 10 by the Toronto Blue Jays in 1987.
That's crazy.
They were just blasting homer after homer.
Man, I did see that. I see that. I saw that headline. I'm like, damn.
That's crazy. And that just shows they may not have much pitching this year, but they will have some bats in that lineup. And
they will.
Anytime you can hit 9 home runs in one game, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Getting to the NCAA tournament, Florida and Duke have punched their tickets to San Antonio. And now the question is whether or not all 4 number 1 seeds will advance. Later today, we got number 1 Houston will take on number 2 Tennessee.
Okay.
In the first game, and then you got number 1 Auburn will take on Tom Izzo's Michigan State.
Ooh, good game.
The second seeded team. So that's 2 great games right there. And that's before we even talk about the women. Guys, I got to see South Carolina today.
These women have been balling too.
They have been straight balling. Florida went on an 18-4 run in the final 3 minutes against Texas Tech, including 8 points by first-team All-American Walter Clayton Jr., who had been clutch. He's been clutching every game for the Gators on their way to an 84-79 win over Texas Tech. And then Duke heading into its 18th Final Four appearance, knocked off Alabama 85-65 Saturday night behind a 21-point effort by Con Kneipel.
I thought that was going to be a better game than it was.
I did
Alabama was playing real good ball, but man,
they clamped down late in that first half. Duke did, and it was lights out after that. And once they got that lead up to around 10 points, they never let it go, and they just kept building on it.
That's a good overall squad.
Yeah, they're pretty deep, and it's just not Cooper Flagg.
It's not.
They've got some players.
Yes, they got some players who are ready to step up and are like that, who got game. It just helps when you got someone like a Cooper. But Cooper Flagg is not really even having to do that much because of so much of the depth and support. So,
and his all-around game, I was watching him last night.
He can
rebound, he can dribble, he can pass,
and got that dog in him too. He's hitting big shots.
He doesn't mind taking contact.
None of it.
They were predicting the other day, D, that he might earn, should I say, because he's only 18 years old. He might earn $1 billion on the court, just on the court. Now, he's already got his shoe deal with New Balance. I don't know if you've seen the commercials.
New Balance been getting a lot. New Balance been getting all like Jack Harlow,
a lot of little players.
Kawhi. I got to think who else is on it. New Balance is out here.
Who did you say? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Well, Jack Harlow.
Oh, yeah.
Kawhi Leonard.
Tyrese Maxey.
Yep.
You got Shohei Ohtani.
Yep.
You got Coco Gauff.
That's what I was thinking. Coco Gauff. I was thinking of.
You got Coco Gauff. Cameron Brink.
Dang, yep.
You got her. You got Cooper Flagg now. Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Balance is signed.
Okay.
And it's a nice looking shoe.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not the same shoe that
they
with the
revamped their
NB on
stuff,
it. Yeah, they
right?
revamped the basketball shoe.
Because that used to be the grass cutting shoe, the white. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
white with the blue end.
Yeah.
Instead of just okay, I'm gonna run some errands in these shoes. I'm gonna just those are shoes you just
He
have in
said
the
cutting the
garage.
grass in them. Yeah, after they
Cut the
get
grass
old,
in
you
them.
just keep cutting the grass in
Cut the
them,
grass in these.
like the old topsiders. Yep.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
what's up.
But they're signing a lot of folks. And then on the women's side, you got all four number ones still alive and looking to move on to, and that's going to shape up today and tomorrow. Number one, South Carolina will face number two, Duke, and number one, UCLA will take on number three, LSU. That's two great games right there.
Man,
And
great
then
game.
tomorrow, as we mentioned earlier, you got number one, Texas will take on number two, TCU, and number one, USC without Juju. No Juju.
No juju.
They'll take on Paige Beckers and the Yukon Huskies. She had a 40 burger last night. Paige Beckers did. She's the
Oh
first
yeah,
player to
I did see that.
average 30 points in the first three games of the tournament.
No, she's been
They are going
balling.
to be hard to beat.
She's been balling, and honestly, it hit at the right time because she got
Mm-hmm.
injured. She was battling some injuries earlier on because she was coming into going to UConn. She was the hype. So she's a hooper.
Yeah, she's good. And
She's
we talked
good.
about her a few weeks ago. She got her shoe deal. And that's the thing. These players are able to earn money before they even get into the pros or take it to the next level. And it's really, unless you're just going to make so much money on the court, like a Cooper Flag, it behooves him to go ahead and turn pro. But like the women, you're making more money off the court.
You do in the WNBA.
Yeah, we even talked about, and it's funny you say that.
Crazy.
There's no rush for Juju Watkins to rush back. Obviously, she's going to be out probably all next season. That's the other thing that bummed me out about her injury is by the time she's ready to play, the season will be over. Don't know if you would bring her back for the tournament or not. If they make the tournament, just don't know how good they're going to be. Yeah, but thinking about it, she's already making money off the court. She's got that State Farm commercial. She's part of the
some
Unrivaled. She's part of Unrivaled.
She has some type of makeup deal.
She's got a makeup deal. I think she's got a shoe deal too.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's no reason she don't. Truthfully, she don't even have to go pro.
No,
I'm sure some of this is tied to her going on to the next level and elevating the game. But she could just go right to the Unrivaled and make her money. Like I said, she's part of investor in that. She's got options.
Yeah, you got
options. She
options
can take
now.
her time and heal properly. Don't have to rush. Don't have to be in a rush to go to the pros. But yeah, I feel for her. But I like the fact that her team is hanging tough despite her injury.
Yeah, no, we love some Juju. We've been supporting her, rocking with her.
That was our team. Well, that is still our team.
No, that
they're
is
knocked
still our
out of the
team.
tournament.
Yeah, because it's a team game.
USC,
so we just gonna ride it out. But yeah, that was just so unfortunate, especially just a caliber player. And you don't want to see anybody get injured or hurt like that.
Like
who it is. Lucky for her, she got plenty of options, like we were saying. No need to really rush her back. Make sure she's healthy so she can get ready for when she's able to play. And then ultimately, by that time, she has a good season, go to the pros and keep progressing. But yeah, that was a tough one. That was sad to see.
It was. This story got hidden a little bit. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, signed a 5-year, $54 million extension. Includes $10 million in each of his first two seasons, then $11 million in the next two, and $12 million in year 5. So the deal was reached with 3 years remaining on his current contract, which was $29.5 million when he was brought in from Jackson State. So Colorado said, you know what? You want to be here. We want you here. You've turned the program around, and we're going to pay you for that.
Absolutely.
There's no need for him to even look at the pros.
I wouldn't.
But he said his coaching style is suited for the college game. He can't deal with all the headaches and problems of the divas and the NFL players. And who better would know that than Coach Prime, Deion Sanders? And then the other point I wanted to make about him, D, is I don't know if you saw this. He wants to scrimmage another school in the off season, just kind of like they do in the pros when they
Yeah,
bring, have another team come in and scrimmage.
and you get a
You just get
mid-season
another
look,
look at somebody else.
midsummer look. Yep.
Yep, get a look
See
at
where your team
somebody
is
else.
at.
You're not beating each other up like you do in the preseason, because all you're seeing is just your players going
Right.
up against your players, beating up on your players. You want to get a little fresh perspective of, are we really good, or where can we improve, or what can we pick up on that's going to make us better?
Right.
I don't know if they're going to allow it, but being that these players are almost pros anyway, why not?
Right.
I'm
Hey,
sure the NCAA is going to probably try to step in where they're not wanted, of course, and
right. They
try
always
to
do.
rule on it. The team that was interested in doing it was Syracuse. I don't know if they go to each other or they meet on a neutral site, but I think it's a good idea. I think it's out of the box thinking for college, and I just think it'd be, like I said, a good idea to get a fresh perspective of what the team looks like. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, I totally agree too. And congratulations to Dion turning around that program. I think that's great for them. We're talking about Colorado, so the fact that we're talking about him shows Colorado and that organization, just shows you what he's done and the impact he's left already. So good for him. And he does things to elevate the game, especially like with this, doing scrimmaging another team. And it doesn't even have to be on your schedule. It could be a team that someone you're never even probably going to face unless it's a bowl game.
That's why Syracuse stepped up.
That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
face someone that you're not even going to really face, not on the schedule, so there's no malicious foul play or nothing like that. And
No conflict of interest in
there you go,
kind
there
of
you go.
way.
Conflict of interest. And like you said, you see where we're at. You stop beating up on your own players. You beat up on some different players, and you can see, okay, this is where they're at. This is where we're at. This is what we need to prove on. And it's a great idea. So it's what they do in the pros, just to get some of that, just to see where you're at, man. Always need to know, okay, how can we progress? And you do that against other competition. You never know how good you are unless you go against someone else. You know what I'm saying? You get used to your own players. So I think it's a great idea. I hope they do it. I hope they can find a way to do it, because it's a great idea. And that's why Dion is Dion. He understands football and how to keep progressing the game. So
yes,
good
he
for him.
does. Congratulations, Coach Prime. Moving on to some NFL talk.
Okay.
The New York Giants not only got one quarterback,
Man.
they got two. They signed Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson last week. And does this mean that they will not be drafting a quarterback? I'm confused. I got it when Jameis Winston went there, and I got it when Russell went there. But when they went at the same time during the same week, I'm like, okay, what's New York really trying to do?
Right. Now, it is confusing because it's almost, okay, are you going to draft a quarterback? Jameis Winston is a motivational. I think Russell Wilson would be motivational. I would think they were boosting up that locker room, because I feel like in that area, the quarterback locker room, they've been depleted. They had Daniel Jones and Danny DeVito and Drew Lock, and you don't really have no one who understands the game. So if someone does get injured,
someone to get you excited.
Yeah, if someone does get injured, you have a backup, and you can still have a chance to keep winning games. I still feel like they do draft maybe a Shador or something of that nature. And I guess if he pans out, then great. You got guys who can support him, back him up, give him the knowledge, show him how to be a pro. But if he doesn't, if he's not ready, okay, we can get Russell there. If something happens, then you got another guy. But I guess they're maybe doing too much insurance. And it doesn't really make sense to bring in, because it can also, the counteract of that is, okay, you got too many heads in there. So who's going to really follow the play? Because it's almost, okay, who's going to be the starter? I know you want to create competition, but sometimes that could be a conflict of interest as well. You got too many heads. You got too many just like people in there. I don't think James is going to start. I think Russell can potentially start, but like you said, you got Danny DeVito on there. So most likely you're probably going to cut him or keep them. I guess I
don't know if you're doing it so you create some trade bait, but you got to sign them because you brought them on. So think about it in terms of this, D, and it just dawned on me. Who you got? Jaden Daniels versus Russell Wilson.
Who I got?
In a game, yeah.
Jaden Daniels.
Who you got? Jaden Daniels and Jameis Winston against Jameis Winston.
Jaden Daniels.
So that's 2 losses right there.
Right.
And who you got? Jalen Hurts versus either one of those two.
Jalen Hurts.
That's 2 losses. So you're 0-4.
I'm
Who
even
you
taking
got?
Dak.
Dak
Right,
Prescott.
right. Dak or one of them. I'm taking Dak.
See, so what are you doing? And I guess that's my whole
Exactly.
point. What are you doing?
It's
You
just
just
like,
you just signed 2 placeholders, in my opinion.
yeah,
Still don't understand why Pittsburgh didn't want him back, but I get it. How that ended, losing those last 5 games, that wasn't a good look for Russell. But still, though, and they don't have a quarterback.
yeah, and they don't have a quarterback, and you got these. You got a receiver. You boosted the receiver locker room. You got some receivers now, but you still ain't got no
You got
quarterback.
nobody
So
to get him the football.
Mason Rudolph is not going to win you. a
He's
Super
not going to get
'cause
you anywhere.
but yeah, it doesn't. They here lately questionable decisions of just as far as like the talent of getting players in there. You're signing players to max deals, and you're cutting them. Then you get rid of your franchise player, your game changer. He goes
And
off, wins the Super
Saquon,
Bowl,
yes,
has
sir.
one of the best seasons he's had since he's been in the league.
One of the best seasons in NFL history, truthfully.
Almost right. Almost could have went
With
off
the
a
storybook ending.
man. So it's just like questionable calls, and then they do just bonehead decisions of just throwing just people in oh dang, we ain't got no quarterback, so let's just get all the fucking quarterbacks.
Let's just get all of them. Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? All right, son.
Glad it ain't my team. I just be making some questionable calls, but damn.
It's time for the wild and the weird.
The wild and the weird.
All right, this is from Frida, Frida. This is the company
Frida.
that sells baby
Frida
products and
Gang.
accessories, including breast pumps. They put this on their Instagram feed on Wednesday, March 26th. It says, due in 9 months. Baby and postpartum products were just the appetizer. Now it's time for dessert. Breast milk ice cream is our sweetest drop yet. Satisfies late night cravings and fuels your body too. Packed with similar nutrients to breast milk and formula, including omega-3s for brain power, energy boosting lactose, protein, vitamins, and minerals. Taste sweet, nutty, and with a hint of salt. Sign up here for pre-order at Frida.com. Ready for a scoop?
Okay.
That came off of their Instagram feed.
Okay. A lot of questions. Okay, first of all, okay. Dang. Okay. So, because breast milk is good for you. It's known to have a lot of healing chemical properties. We're not even supposed to be drinking like cow's milk like that, because that's not the type of milk we need to be drinking. We need to drink milk. That's why they give babies. You can't give baby regular milk,
Right.
whole milk from a cow, because that's not what it's supposed to be drinking. You give breast milk, and it has skin properties. You can put it on your face, and helps rashes for the babies. Does have a lot of nutrients, great for the baby. I've actually had breast milk before. I tried a little breast milk before, just to try it. Just a new father, you like, oh, what's my son drinking? Let's see what is this about.
This is in the fridge, yeah.
It's in the fridge. You want to make sure
oat milk, coconut milk.
If it's good for the baby, it's gonna good for me. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is the mass production of it. Like, how much are they just? Do they got women in a factory?
Right. But then that's the other thing I was thinking. Does everybody's breast milk taste the same?
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody's body is different. Everybody produces different hormones and chemicals.
More chocolate milk. White women maybe a little more bland. Latina women got a little bit of tahini in it.
A little spice.
It's a little spicy.
A little spicy
you gotta
in the breast milk.
Right. It's a little spicier. Don't let me get it. You get alcoholic breast milk.
Weed breast milk.
Right.
Crack flavored breast milk.
You get a mom who smoked cannabis.
Right. That's what I said. Weed flavored breast milk.
Infused breast milk. So I don't really know, because I don't really know about that. How much breast milk is in it?
How much is, and it's only for a limited time that they're gonna do it.
Okay,
it's a promotion, but they actually show it in the cartons. And I guess it could be just for looks. But it says coming in 9 months, so the same time it takes to produce a baby, or for a baby to be born.
It's hilarious.
That was their tag, coming due in 9 months.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not. Maybe it's just a little breast milk in there, but I just so many questions on ah
Yeah,
if
what's
it
the
says
percentage of breast
what's
milk
the
to
percentage,
coconut milk or whatever?
who
What
are
else?
the
Or is it 100% breast milk? It just
who
says
you know
breast flavored ice cream.
who are the volunteers? I'm sure like it probably depends on your diet too as well. I'm pretty sure all breast milk is not going to be.
No, all breast milk is not equal.
It's like what Dave Chappelle. Oh, give me some Cambodian breast milk. Breast milk. That's good breast milk.
I'm still just thinking going
Oh
to the
no!
store, go to Schnucks, and I've done the cashew, I've done the oat, the soy, the coconut.
Right.
I hadn't been looking for no breast milk,
I ain't looking for no breast milk. They got
but
it. They
yeah,
got a dispensaries at the gas station. It's just a breast.
fill up your cup like the big gulp cup.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta squeeze.
Right. It's just it's just a it's just a, it's just a set of them just at the
Hey
gas
man,
station.
hey, yeah, give me a Red
Hey,
Bull and a thing of titty milk.
hey, this right one a little low. Hey,
Then another lady steps up. Boop.
right. Hey, nutty, little salt.
Yeah, look,
That's
taste
what I'm
sweet,
putting.
nutty with a
I
hint
mean,
of salt.
it's proven. It has been proven that breast milk is good for you, rich in
No, it says
nutrients.
it has some good
Like
properties.
it's good for you. You can
Just
like,
something I wouldn't imagine drinking though, D.
but yeah, I don't know. I don't.
And are you
I'm
going to
sure.
Baskin Robbins of those 100 different flavors? Is breast milk on the table?
Right,
Is that
the
one of the
breast
ones
milk
you can
ice
get at
cream.
Baskin Robbins?
Yeah, I'm sure they have volunteers, but it's just I'm like, damn, are they like?
Yeah.
I'm just worried about the mass production. I'm like, that doesn't really sound
And what's the age? What's the
because I
what's the
mean,
parameters of, like I say, all breast milk is not equal.
you got to get a lot of women because a lot of women producing breast milk. It
It's
depends
got
on
to
your
be while
ducts.
supplies last. It can't be like a,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna go to
Oh,
their site just to find out. But you can sign up for the pre-order. So obviously, if you sign up and pre-order it, it's gonna be coming to you.
or it could be, or some you probably get volunteers who mass produce a lot because we had some leftover breast milk for a while. We had stored up and we just froze it, and then
Man said, I'm tired of this. Give me just some.
once we went to Similac, they were just in packages. We had a good amount of them, so maybe it's for women who volunteer and just give their
What kind of
leftover breast
testing
milk.
is there? What kind of what
Yeah, because you got to make sure
make sure the body
no
that
drugs in
person,
it,
yeah, that person is
uh,
clean and wholesome and
clean, whole. There's nothing wrong with it, especially if you're giving. That's what I'm saying. Like
mm-hmm.
I'm not really.
Not
I'm
effing
sure,
with it no kind of way.
but I guess you don't know what's going on. I guess people are like, "Oh, you drink whole milk and without a thing." So I guess because if you look how they do whole milk, you ain't supposed to be drinking no milk from no cow.
No, that's why I'm on the coconut kick these days.
Yeah. I'm on that coconut milk too.
Yeah.
Coconut,
Yeah.
maybe a little almond from time to time, but
Yeah. So
yeah.
anyway, that's
Hey,
from the
that is
wild
wild
and the weird.
The wild and the weird.
All right, son. It's not a
Dang.
sandwich.
It's not a panini.
It's not a taco.
It's not a burrito.
It's not a pizza. It's a
It's a
wrap.
wrap. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. This one is unfortunate. Dame Lillard out probably for the rest of the season with the deep thrombosis in his calf.
Damn.
They found a blood clot the other day,
Mm.
and yeah, he's gonna be out probably
Where
for the
these
rest of the
blood
season.
clots coming from?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Because they're just all of a sudden more and more. Victor Wembanyama has that. Chris Bosh a few years ago suffered that. And I want to say there was someone else had some
Right, that
blood
had blood
clots.
clots.
Yeah, is it something in the nutrition? Is there something that they're doing?
Tests,
Where they're
shots.
training?
Right.
Where these blood clots are originating from, or what the root cause is, but it just seems to be more and more common. We just weren't hearing about blood clots like this.
No, it's definitely a lot more. Yeah, it's been
Prevalent.
Yeah, more prevalent for sure. Yeah, that's the way I was thinking. Yeah, prevalent here nowadays, especially players getting shut down for it. So it's just almost what is is it the training? Is there something that's because if you're getting these cases now, you still should have some studies here lately to get some cases to see what causes this to happen.
Right.
So yeah,
And a blood clot
there's
anywhere in your body is never
it's
good,
not good at
no
all.
matter
So that's
what you
something you
do,
don't want to
what
play with.
profession. So, unfortunately for Dame Lillard and Milwaukee's chances of doing much in the playoffs, if they
Mm,
don't have him and Giannis Antetokounmpo going full strength, they're not going to go too far. And we'll get into the rankings real quick. Yeah, OKC last week they were 2. They jumped back up to number 1.
mm.
Cleveland Cavaliers, they were 1. They dropped to 2. Boston, Golden State, and the LA Lakers all maintained the 3, 4, and 5 slots. Kia MVP race, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he continued his MVP like play as the Thunder win their 62nd game yesterday. They blasted the Indiana Pacers 132 to 111. SGA had 33 points, 7 boards, and 8 dimes. Dude is on an MVP
Man,
trajectory, and I'll be very surprised if he doesn't get it. Like I said, even with the Giannis, with Joker, Nikola Jokic averaging a triple-double,
mm-hmm.
just the fact that he's led his team to the best record in the league. He's been consistent. He's averaging 30-something points a night. It's going to be hard for Joker to overtake him. And the season does end on the 13th. So we're just
Wow.
less than 2 weeks
About 2
away. Yeah,
weeks. Yeah,
2
about
weeks
2 weeks
away. 2 weeks.
away.
That's exactly 2 weeks away
Mm-hmm.
from the season ending. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see down the stretch how this turns out.
No, that's crazy.
Go ahead.
Dude's been balling. Definitely just shows just the talent, the improvement that he had made over these past couple of years. He's really locked in, got his team in a great position to finish out the season number 1 and ultimately go on that run to that finals to get there to that finals. But yeah, it just shows I would be surprised if he didn't get it the way he's playing right now. So crazy. The season's about to come up to a wrap. So we're about to see this is when basketball, if you notice these games here lately, they've been on point.
Mm-hmm.
You're hitting buzzer beaters, last second shots. You got a little bit more. Man, it means a lot more, especially just coming down because people want to get that good seeding. You want to have some good momentum going into those playoffs because, like we were saying, it's right around the corner.
Right around the corner. NHL, Alex Ovechkin is climbing closer to Wayne Gretzky. He's now just 6 away.
That's not bad.
And the Washington Capitals host the Buffalo Sabres today. So he could get a lot closer. He scored 3 goals in his last 5 games. And if he keeps this up, he'll break the record on the final game of the season on April the 15th. So
that would be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
He's making it close.
He might be able to do it. He might be able to do it.
Because there's like 2 hat tricks. Say you just get on one is, hey, feed me. Tell your teammates if that. I know you still want to win games. You don't want to. You want to win the game first. You don't want to get out the playbook. But hey, feed them. Shoot.
And he's 39 years old. He's still playing at a high level. It just goes to show
where we're at nowadays.
Yeah, where we're at with sports. The closer you get to 40, that's not the end of your career. For some people, you're getting even better than what you were before.
That's crazy. You getting even better. Closer to better. 40, like
close
that's
to 40.
Wild.
That is. All right, son. A little something on the side.
This
one is a little different. I don't know if you saw this, but Netflix most watched show, they've exceeded more than 60-something million viewers in the last 2 weeks.
What? You want me to guess?
Yeah.
It's the WWE, ain't it?
Oh,
damn. I was going to say Raw.
It's this show called Adolescence. Have you heard of it?
Nah.
It's supposed to be a big phenomenon. That's what caught my attention. So this is the premise. In an English town, armed police raid a family home and arrest Jamie Miller, a 13-year-old boy, on suspicion of murder of a classmate, Katie Leonard. Jamie is processed and held at a police station for questioning and then remanded in custody at a secure training center. Investigations at Jamie's school and interviews by a forensic psychologist reveal that Jamie has been chronically bullied via social media. Other students, including Katie, had targeted him on Instagram, calling Jamie ugly and labeling him an incel. Jamie
Damn.
has come to internalize these things and lashes out when his worldview is questioned. At home, Jamie's family deals with the community's backlash against them as they work together to cope with Jamie's arrest and subsequent detention. This is the hottest show on Netflix right now. I had never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Honestly, we haven't been watching too much casual TV. I usually just kind of just watch sports.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
We just got back into that Kanan series, which is pretty good. That Power series of Raising
Mm-hmm. No, I
Kanan.
know what you mean.
But one show that we have been watching is Running Point.
Okay.
Running Point is with what's her name? Oh, Kate Hudson.
I heard about that, and that's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. She not the GM, but she's pretty much like a Jeannie Buss.
Okay.
Pretty much, she's in that role for the show's team. They're the Los Angeles Waves, which is pretty much, I'm assuming they're
Like
kind of
the
doing it like the Lakers. And then she has 3 other brothers on there.
Based on Jeannie Buss.
It's pretty much based on Jeannie Buss and the Los Angeles Lakers, but comical. Kind of gives you a little bit of the background of the organization side of how to deal with players and coaches, and they got little scandals in there, but it's funny, it's on point. So we've been kind of watching that, but yeah, I haven't even heard of the Adolescents at all.
And it's only 4 episodes, so I might check it out.
It must be like really.
They say it's really intense.
Right, I'm about to say for 4 episodes, they must cut out all the BS and go right into it, and you like, so it might
They say it's fast paced, very compelling, and it's not based on a true story. Supposedly.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be based on a true, but it's not. Yeah, allegedly. But it's Netflix most watched show these last 2 weeks. More than 67 million viewers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Ooh.
You got one?
I left it in the fridge.
News. Or by Excess Energy.
Or by Excess Energy. I got them cold. They cold in the fridge right now. I forgot I got to grab one.
Surprised mine's not showing in the background. It was earlier. That's weird. But anyway, Excess Energy.
Excess Energy.
Be up for those.
Yes, please do.
Time for our juicy news.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, now you know. Young brother, young sister, young player, Dwight Howard, P. Diddy Porter family. Cheetah. Okay, for that juicy news, because if you don't know, now you know. So juicy news, this happened a couple days ago. So rapper Young Scooter, who was a rapper signed by Future and Waka Flocka Flame, was an Atlanta rapper. Actually celebrated a birthday, which he had passed on his birthday in his hometown in Atlanta. Young Scooter, he's been pretty popular, has a couple hits, had a few albums out too as well, popular around that Atlanta scene. But yeah, he was celebrating a birthday, so he died after an injury to his leg. So cops responded to the home he was at because there was gunshots. Apparently there was a woman who reported gunshots shooting at a house that he was at. When the police approached the house that was reported, 2 gentlemen fled the scene, one being Young Scooter. So he was hopping a fence, and I guess hopping a fence maybe caused the injury, or maybe he already had an injury, maybe from a gunshot, because there was gunshots around the house, and then he had so much adrenaline he didn't really recognize it. But he ended up passing while fleeing from the cops. Wow.
So yeah, and this was on his birthday, on the 28th. Yeah, so that was 2 days ago. That was on Friday. Yeah, this is on Friday. So very sad story.
Yeah.
They haven't come out with all the reports on the autopsy of what caused the leg injury. Was it the fence itself, or it could have been a gunshot wound? He just didn't know and had so much adrenaline. As he was running, he was like, damn, my leg's starting to hurt.
I did see that the police made sure they cleared themselves. Made sure that they released that his death wasn't caused by any
Right.
their
Anything that we
gunshot.
did, yeah, that wasn't our
Right.
gunshot. So it was either whoever was shooting or they were shooting at. And then by the time he realized that he was hopping the fence, probably couldn't hop the fence and probably running.
Damn.
Too much blood came out and eventually just caught up to him. So yeah, just a sad story all around. We wait for more reports to come out, but fortunately, see, especially to pass on your birthday. So
All
I mean,
right. How
and
old was he? Is it in the
39 years
story?
old.
Damn.
He just turned 39. Born in 1986.
Trying to take off in the rap game, didn't make it. Didn't
Right.
quite make it.
Try to hit the ground running.
Literally. All right, so
But that was some
time for
juicy news, man. Rest in peace. Yeah.
rest in
Oh,
peace.
should add it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Should
add him to the list.
Add him to the list.
Time for our pops, flops, and props. Awkward segue. Time for our pops, flops, and props.
Yeah. So, Pops is going to go to. We're getting down to the nitty gritty of the NCAA tournament. We were about to for the women's and men's. We already got 2 for the men's, Duke and Florida. So we're going to see who else is going to be their opponents and who's going to be in the Final Four. And the same thing for the women. We're going to see. Man, these some good games going on. So for the final games of the NCAA tournament approaching is big pops.
Yeah, mine is Duke and Florida for advancing already, especially Duke for reestablishing itself as one of the true blue bloods in college basketball. So looks like Duke basketball.
It's
Who you
back.
flopping or what you flopping?
Flops are going to go to Zach Kleiman. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it was the GM for the Memphis Grizzlies. Pretty much just his response on the firing of Taylor Jenkins. So the Memphis Grizzlies let go Taylor Jenkins, who gets fired with 9 games left in the season.
Left, yeah.
And then they're 5th in the West, so they're in a good position. And you're making the playoffs as of right now, especially with 9 games left. As long as you don't lose all those games, you're still going to be in a good spot in the playoffs. But it was just his explanation. He just pretty much said he didn't let any of the players know. He just said this was the best interest of the team, and he was the sole proprietor in that decision of just letting him go. And it was just it wasn't really a flop that you let him go. I guess this happens, but it was just like, why now? The timing of it and your reasoning behind it was just saying, oh, this is the best interest of the team. Well, sounds like you were the only one who made the decision. So it was just a flop to response. Was he beefing with somebody?
Behind it? Yeah.
What's behind it? What was the reason? Like, because from outside looking in, you guys were doing pretty well. So, yeah, I think that was just a flop of just his response of saying, oh, it's the best interest of the team. We need to know a little bit more details because what it seemed like he was doing a pretty good job. So, had a winning record too as well.
Yeah, I made a note for that to be It's a Wrap too. He should have been in It's a Wrap, Taylor Jenkins.
Yep, it's a wrap. Yep, it's a wrap for him.
Yeah, my flop is the injury to Juju. Like I said, I was looking forward to seeing her in the Final Four. Maybe we'll see her next year, the year after. We'll see. And it remains to be seen. Who you propping, son? Who you propping?
Prop goes to Paige Beckers, dropping 40 in the Sweet 16.
40 burger.
40 burger. It's all about God's timing. So lucky for her, she still stayed with it, persevered through all her injuries, didn't give up, and now she's getting the shine that she deserves because she was that was her trajectory when she entered college. You know what I'm saying? And then she got injured. Then Caitlin Clark and Jerice, they started stepping up. And then now that they're gone, I think you fill in the spot, Paige Beckers, Juju, they're carrying the torch. But for her,
reclaimed her spot.
she's reclaimed her spot because yes, initially that was her wave anyway, especially going to UConn and all the hype around that. So she got them in a good spot and see if she can get them to the Final Four.
All right, my props is going to go to the return of the MLB. My Cardinals can't expect too much, but on a 162 game season, who knows? Anything can happen. That's why you play the games.
That's why you play the game.
Farm on it. All right, so now it's time to tell someone to sit your ass down. Man, sit your ass down. Please. And thank you.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. Who you telling, son?
My sit your ass down I'm gonna go to, and I don't know if we talked about this, but this is just a good sit your ass down. This goes to this happened a week ago. This happened a while ago, but defensive end Brandon Graham announced his retirement especially going out. I just wanted to mention that give him some spotlight, give him his roses, because I remember when he got drafted out of Michigan, and he's been with the Eagles ever since then, 15 seasons. Great player, embodied that Eagles defense. Has played his whole career with him, and he goes out. It's good when players like that go out on a high note.
Right.
He's actually won 2 Super Bowls, and going out this past year, winning the Super Bowl, you can go out on a high horse. This is probably going to put you especially with his numbers, the way he was able to play all those seasons. I don't think he really had any big injuries to where he wasn't able to play. For his size and stature, set the precedent for just someone who you don't have to have the big measurables to be an effective, efficient player and a leader. I just wanted to give him his roses because he's retiring. He goes out and he rides off into the sunset. So giving him his flowers, his roses, former defensive end for the Eagles, Brandon Graham.
All right, son. Mine is going to go out, and it's a little too late, but to the coaches who used the NCAA tournament to get another job. And for instance, I'm talking about Will Wade. He took McNeese State. It was actually during the tournament that they were talking about him going to West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And then also to Sean Miller for Xavier. He's leaving them for the second time. He's taking the Texas job. When the coaches complain all the time about NIL and the transfer portal, but they've been transferring the whole time. They've
Right.
always had the opportunity to just up and leave, uproot. Players most times don't go to school or go to play for a school. They go to play for a coach.
Right.
That's the style I want to play in. That's the coach I want to play for. And when these coaches just uproot and leave, you just leave them high and dry. So sit your asses down. If you commit for 4 years, stay for 4 years. And then if you see a better job, then you go for it. But to keep moving and leaving these players in a lurch, I just think they need to sit their asses down. Like I said, play out your contract or coach out your contract and then see what you want to do. Like I said, the grass sometimes is greener, sometimes it's not.
Right.
But quit complaining about the players up and leaving when you've been doing it all along. Sit your asses down. All right, son, man.
All right.
Chopped up a whole lot today.
Lot to chop in, lot to chop up.
Lot to chop in, chop up. And of course, we always thank you all for listening to the Me and D
Pops and Son
podcast.
for that ass.
But that
That
ass.
ass. Get your merch, man.
Get your merch.
The Mamba collection.
This is coming soon. You'll see more of these different colors. This is just a couple test runs of our Mamba Club shirt.
Mamba Club.
Coming soon to you. And we got some other stuff in the works. So yeah, get your merch. Get your merch.
Get your merch. Get your merch.
All right, son. Tell them.
True, but until next time. I'ma holler. Like